Guys Huddle.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Guys Huddle. Here with me today is Colin. How we doing today, Colin?
Doing great, man. Good to be here. Glad to feeling pretty good. Ready to talk about this draft, Chicago Bears Super Bowl 2024.
Yeah, you might be better if you're on this side of the table, but you have to sit next to that motherfucker all day, so, hey.
Big Timmy, how we doing today, man?
I'm doing great. I'm on the good side of the table here. I don't have to deal with your crap down there, so,
Listen. We're just getting started. We got 31 picks here, so calm it down. Leave it to the rest of us.
Hopefully your team can figure it out, right?
How we doing, Trey?
I'm doing all right, man. Ready to talk about who I think is going where.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, this is a special episode of the mock draft for Thursday, round one. We're going to go over all 31 picks. For those of you who don't know, Miami Dolphins don't have their pick, being that they lost it to the tampering. But before we get started here, I just want to make sure everybody knows we are all platforms now. We are on Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, you name it. Our full video is on YouTube along with our shorts or YouTube shorts and TikTok. So please be sure to check us out, download, like, follow, and subscribe. So
you're all on all platforms now?
Yep. Hey, well, we appreciate it. Appreciate it. Those of you who don't know, Colin is a diehard Chicago Bears fan. He's been, when they were great. He's been there when they weren't so great.
They were great.
I'll say it. Yeah,
They were great.
We've been through it.
They were great till the sheriff came to town,
Been a long decade. Our owner finally moved away. He's got to New York. See what happens. Hopefully, new ownership will make a difference for us.
You're telling me the owner of the Bears is now the owner of the Jets.
That's correct.
It doesn't get worse than that.
They kind of went from bad to worse there. Huh?
Well, we're going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to jump right in. This is going to be a long episode, so we appreciate everybody sticking with us. It's going to be quite comical. A lot of good stuff you're going to get here just 2 days before the draft starts. And for those of you who don't know, we will be going live for the draft, so please stay tuned in for that. So we're just going to go ahead and start us off. Trey's going to start us off. We're going to go one by one. We're not going to give an autobiography for each player and why we're going to do it, but we're going to give a little short, sweet summary there. So without further ado, it's the mock draft for the Guys Huddle.
I got Bryce Young going to Carolina, consensus #1 pick.
Yeah, I don't dislike that pick. I think that's pretty spot on there.
Roll Tide.
You ready for it?
Let's hear it, Big Timmy.
All right, I actually have a shocker here. Hear me out, though.
He said, "Don't shoot the messenger."
C.J. Stroud's actually gonna go to the Panthers.
Ooh, okay, switching it up.
I know he failed the little test there, but he's got the size that Frank Reich likes, and Frank Reich's pretty good at messing up the draft, so I think it'll fit perfectly.
All right, see Willie, what we got?
Well, most mock drafts are saying that Bama built Will Anderson Jr. is going to head there. But to be honest with you, when you look at the roster, you look at what they need, I don't think it's that much of a stretch to see them take a quarterback. Anthony Richardson's on the table still. Will Levis. That's assuming the other two don't go first. They could use a quarterback just as they would at any other position. I don't really think we're sold on Kyler Murray, so I think the Cardinals are going to take Will Levis.
So the Cardinals or the Panthers?
Cardinals.
Oh, we're on the Panthers.
Oh.
Wait, the first pick.
The first pick, buddy. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
You're talking about Frank Reich. That's the Texans.
Frank Reich is with the Panthers, buddy. He's their head coach.
What?
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll fill you in as we go.
Goodness. All right. Well, I'm still sticking with it. I'm with Bryce Young. They didn't make the move to trade DJ Moore to the Bears.
Bama built.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Gotcha. So, looks like Big Timmy's the only odd fellow out here. I got Bryce Young from Alabama going to Carolina. I think he's the #1 quarterback coming off the board. For all the haters, I don't think the size is going to matter here. So that's who I got. Moving on to pick 2, Trey. Let me hear what you got.
The Texans have been thinking about not taking a quarterback. I said it a long time ago they shouldn't, because I think they should build around their defense and they should get skilled position players around a quarterback, draft a quarterback later on, stink it up for a few more years. But I think they go C.J. Stroud here, and OSU quarterback that can move. He's a good pocket presence. I think the Texans are looking to.
So you say you don't think they should take a quarterback, but they're going to take a quarterback?
Yeah, I think they're going to take C.J. Stroud second, but I think they should draft defense. I think they should go that direction and stink it up for a couple more years, keep these high draft picks coming in, and draft a quarterback with a team that's ready for a quarterback. This team is not.
Okay, respectable.
I think that they'll use the 11 pick 12 pick to pick somebody to help this quarterback, and I think they're going to go C.J. Stroud number 2 just because it's a second pick. It's a big pick. You don't want to mess it up. They're going to go safe.
Although I would not be mad if the Texans mess something up, just so we're clear. But I do believe that the Texans are going to go with Bryce Young.
Bryce Young?
Yep, from Alabama.
Okay. You are on the clock.
C.J. Stroud makes sense. The Texans are dumb. That's what they do. However, they just drafted Davis Mills, 2 seasons ago now?
Yeah.
Sophomore going to his junior year. Do you count him out already before he's even out of his rookie contract, right? Think about the team around him. You have no receivers. Traded Brandon Cooks this offseason, so you just emptied the house there.
Yeah, literally.
And you got a good running back, though.
Great running back. Dameon Pierce. You have a defense that's young and upcoming. You got Derek Stingley, Jalen Petre. I think you take Jalen Carter here.
Didn't Devin Singletary just go there, too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not that matters.
Was he supposed to change something over there?
I don't know. He's not running in the snow no more. You can change a lot of things when you got to run through 7 feet of snow in Buffalo.
I'm asking for a friend.
Oh.
Well, and the thing is, he's not going to be the number one running back. So, you leave Dameon Pierce. Now you've got a good, solid backup. You have a young quarterback who, let's be realistic, the Texans aren't an organization that's known to produce anything great. So you give him some time, build around him. You got that 12th pick. I think you take a defensive player. I think you take
Jalen
Jalen Carter.
Have some good massage parlors over there, though. I heard. I heard that from a friend. Sorry.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. Number 2, I got Houston taking Will Anderson. I don't think they're ready for a quarterback. They might think they're ready for it, but let's not waste another quarterback. So Will Anderson from Alabama is going to go there.
Bama Bill.
Yeah.
I got Arizona. Not do they want to trade it or anything. I got Tennessee going for a reach here and switching picks with Arizona somehow, maybe a Derrick Henry move. I got Tennessee wanting and doing this in mind, moving up in the draft to take Anthony Richardson 3rd. So I don't know how they're going to make it happen, but I know they want to move up. Ryan Tannehill is not it. If they keep Derrick Henry, you got to make the most out of what you got left in him. They drafted a young receiver last year. Maybe they go all in. I think they trade Arizona for the 3rd pick, get Anthony Richardson just before the quarterbacks run out. 2 have already off the board. I think they go in.
I could see him doing like a wide receiver swap too as well because they're trying to get DeAndre Hopkins off that contract. We'll take a young wide receiver in return. We'll also, take the pick.
I could see them. I think they just go in panic mode after 2 quarterbacks go off the board, and someone like them, maybe the Raiders, somebody trades up and takes Richardson 3rd.
It's kind of funny you said the Raiders. I actually have the Raiders trading up to the Cardinals and have them grabbing Anthony Richardson as well. I think they have Jimmy G. He'll be good for a few more years, but Anthony Richardson also needs somebody he can sit behind to learn from for a few years. So that's why I have them trading up to go ahead and grab Anthony Richardson.
Respectable. What about you, C. Willie?
I think the Cardinals are in a really odd position, right? I mean, when you look at them from a roster, I think the biggest question for them is what are they missing, right? Kyler Murray, regardless, the rest of the team's not bad. D-Hop is a top receiver in the league, has been for a few years. I mean, he's had his off and on moments.
I just don't think they're one pick.
I don't, and I think that's the thing. And you have the opportunity to be a 3rd pick. I don't see you trading it. You trade it. The only reason you're trading is if you do something like the Bears did and you get a lot out of it, right? I mean, they hold the cards, so that's why we did what we did and got DJ Moore and the rest of these picks. So I think what they're going to do, I'm stretching maybe a little here. I think they go pick up Darnell Washington, right? Give Kyler Murray another piece on offense, right? Because when you think outside of D-Hop, if you're going to get rid of D-Hop, you're going to have to replace him. Not a lot of receivers in the draft this year, in my opinion. Not that are, Darnell Washington is a big dude, can play the slot even. I think they take Darnell Washington. I think he's underrated.
Respectable. I think Arizona has a lot of questions, but on defense is the main one, in my opinion. I don't think, like I said, they're a pick away from changing their team, but I got Jalen Carter from Georgia Bulldogs going there. I don't think they pick, anything.
You don't think his little incident drops him any further than 3? You think he just goes from 1 to 3?
I honestly, it sounds like that incident's been kind of swept under the rug.
I just want to say
I mean, that's what happens when you play from Georgia or Bama or something like that,
Well, Jalen Carter was the highest rated
He's a dog, though.
athlete at the Combine this year, right? But nobody talked about it because of what happened. But I mean, as a Bama fan, I got to say Will Anderson's my top defensive player, but Jalen Carter's right there. I think that's a solid pick.
Yeah.
I got the Colts filling their position of need here at Will Levis. Will Levis, the quarterback, he's been dogged on, but his draft
He's
stock's
the next
rising.
Josh Allen.
He's telling people
So
he was
next Jay
going number
Cutler?
1. He told his friends and family that the Panthers were going to pick him. Honestly,
I
wouldn't
did
be
see that
surprised.
report.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans pick him at number 2 and the Colts get Stroud at 4, maybe even Anthony Richardson if Stroud goes 3rd. But I think the Texans are going to draft Stroud because I think that 12th pick they're going to use to help him and trust in him. And I think Will Levis will just slip to the Colts. I don't think there's anybody else they draft here.
Will Levis to the Colts. I love hearing that. that.
Yeah, I know you do.
All right.
I
All right,
hate
Big
it.
Timmy.
And it's going to kind of
Big Timmy.
sound like a cuss word here.
Ready? Ready?
But I also have Will Levis going to the Colts.
Round of applause for Big Timmy. We appreciate all the help here.
Still
for
not buying his jersey. Don't get your hopes up.
for those of
He's
you who
gonna have
don't
to
know,
prove it.
relate back to our
We're on a
other
prove it deal.
previous episodes. I already called him going to the Colts, so best believe I'm gonna be jumping up and down if he goes to the Colts.
Yeah, until he beats the Ravens. You know what I mean?
Speaking of the Ravens, with the 4th pick in the draft, I think the Colts and the organization and Jim Irsay are going to make the move that we've been talking about now for, I don't know, a month. I think it's time for Lamar Jackson to put on that blue and white and take him to the Super Bowl, right? And I think in that return, they're going to trade that pick, and I think the Baltimore Ravens take the 4th pick, and they take Anthony Richardson.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Will Levis. I was like, somebody hit the plot.
I think Will Levis drops outside the top 10.
Okay, I like that pick. That was the only scenario that I see playing out that I would like for the Ravens besides us trading, yours truly to Chicago to get Fields. But that was the only other option I would want. So, number 4 here for ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know, we have Indianapolis selecting Will Levis, the quarterback out of Kentucky. Yours truly. You heard it here first. So.
Actually, it was last this time, but who's counting?
So, 5th pick.
I got Will Anderson coming off the board to Seattle just because I don't think there's any other position or player worth it. Like, I don't think any of these other players are a 5th pick that Seattle needs. Pass rusher, they just got Bobby Wagner back. They've got 3 good safeties, Tariq Woolen. They were first.
Young safety.
They were first in the league in pass defense for a long time last year. I'm sure they finished top 3, top 5. So I don't think they need much help back there. But what can help a pass defense is pass rush. And if you're getting to the quarterback fast and you've already got people who can ball hawk, I think they spend that 5th pick on the best defensive player in the draft.
Respectable.
Well, you see here, me and Trey agree on a few things in this
It's
mock
not a
draft
lot,
here. But I also do have Will Anderson Jr. going to the Seahawks. He's going to be a dog over there in that defense. It's going to be uncontrollable.
I like that. You know what's funny though, when you look at this, we talked about these first 4 teams, the Seahawks, funnily enough, are the one team that really don't need to be in the top 5. They're a top team in the league after last year. Geno Smith really said, "Hey, we're right there."
You know who doesn't belong in the top 10? The Eagles.
That's another one. And I honestly think the Seahawks might trade this pick. But my thing, this is what I'm struggling with, is I don't know who takes that pick from them. What do they need? I mean, they've got DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, right?
You can always trade
The
down and get
defense
a pick in the second round.
Absolutely,
too.
pick up another play.
Like swap picks in the first round and then get an extra second round.
Yeah. But as far as my pick, I think the Seahawks go ahead and trade it, and I think that they go to some. I'm just gonna go ahead and say they pick. I'm gonna go with Will Anderson Jr.
You got Will Anderson? That's who you got going there?
Sure, go, buddy.
No, I know. I was just confirming that's who we got.
Yeah.
So, Seattle, they got 2 picks, coming up here. What I mean by that is I think they go offensive tackle here. They believe in Geno when nobody else has, so I think they're going to, put the money in to invest in him just a little bit, just kind of see where it plays out. But I got Peter Skoronski coming off here. He's a reliable prospect. I think he's game ready. So
he is like ranked top 5 or 6 in college rankings as far as national ratings go.
So. But that's who I got Seattle taking there. The number 6 pick.
I got Detroit picking up a cornerback, Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois. I think he played man-to-man more than anybody else in college last year. I think Christian Gonzalez might make more of an impact right away or even be a better corner down the road with his size and speed combo. But I got Devin Witherspoon probably going to the Detroit Lions 6 overall because they need the help back there. They got a solid start. They need a number one corner that can run man-to-man. They're a man-to-man running team.
Okay, Big Timmy, who we got?
I also have Devin Witherspoon. I promise that ours aren't going to be the same the whole way
For
through.
those of you who don't know, Big Timmy and Trey, they were the type of people in school that, used to sit beside each other on test day. Big Timmy used to look off Trey's paper. So
Yeah, huh? Yeah, because he's in my grade.
and here we are, about 6-7 years later.
The reason I have them
Still doing it.
Devin Witherspoon is because they just lost Okuda to the Falcons, so they need somebody to fill in that spot there.
Okay. See, Willie, you're on the clock.
Yeah. They just traded Jeff Okuda, the big step. I think they trade that with two things in mind, right? They know they got a top 6 pick in the draft. They know there's some solid players. However, I don't think they're looking at the cornerback position so much as they're going to take Brian Branch from the University of Alabama, shore up that back end, go ahead. They've got a bunch of young talent at cornerback. Let them develop.
They got CJ over there, though. They just traded for CJ.
You're right. Double the safety. It's like Cam and Earl Thomas and Cam, right? Recreate it.
Okay.
You got something special over there for us?
I do.
Or you just out of breath?
I do got something for us. So I think Detroit shocks a lot of people here. I know they do got believe in their quarterback, but this is where I got C.J. Stroud sliding to. Detroit Lions. I think he goes a state over, surprises a lot of people. I think that makes them, not that they're not a playoff contender right now. I think they will be. But I think C.J. Stroud, whether he sits a year or not, I think that's a nice plug-and-play there. So that's who I got there. The 7th pick.
I got Vegas taking the other corner high in this draft, Christian Gonzalez. Vegas has a pretty studded offense, if you ask me. Jimmy G isn't anything to blow your socks off, but they have the reigning rush leader. Devontae Adams led the league in receiving touchdowns last year. They don't need too much help. I don't think they'd draft a tight end at 7.
Hold on. Let me pause you right there for a coach would just, keep his mouth shut. They might have a tight end, but who am I to say that?
But I don't think you draft a tight end at 7th overall. Their biggest need on defense is definitely cornerback. They get torched. Half their games last season were getting torched.
Yeah.
Also, the Raiders have never been good at keeping their mouth shut.
No. They're that team that you just wait for it to hit the media. Whether it's your
almost
coach,
like
your
Memphis.
quarterback, your cornerback, your wide receiver.
They're that team you just wait on every year, like you said, to go 4-0 and then have an 8-game skid.
Yeah. And and it's crazy when you think about it because on pay, honestly, I feel like the Raiders could be a top team in their division. I think they could be the one that compete against the Chiefs every year.
Yeah, their last
and they drop it.
team
They drop it. Every
bad.
time.
I'm pretty sure like this year we were expecting that to be the best division in football.
Yeah.
At least that's who I had on.
It's far from it.
Oh yeah.
One of the it was an understatement. It's an understatement.
So who we got?
And so, since the Cardinals and Raiders traded picks in my draft here, I have Jalen Carter going to the Cardinals with the 7th pick.
Oh, okay, I like that.
They need
J.J.
some
Watt
defense.
retired.
They need something else to help fix up that void there. So
Gotcha.
that's why they traded down. Also, and that I didn't tell you, but I also had them picking up a later 2nd-round pick, but that doesn't matter because we're only going to do it in the 1st round.
Okay. You're on the clock, see Willie.
I think the Raiders take Devin Witherspoon here, right? He was still on the table for me. I'm going to go ahead and say that they take him, try to lock up that bet,
Lord knows they need it. They got a lot of defensive holes.
figure out what it is they're missing and why there's, still the laughing stock of the AFC. Well, I guess it could be the Broncos at this point, but
The
right
Broncos
there
got a lot of work to do. They got a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You, Ryan?
So remember I said mine's a little bit different here. I think
It always is.
Las Vegas gets a steal. Anthony Richardson, the 7th pick. A lot of people reject him going early, but there's always a quarterback slide. I'm going to stick to my guns. I think, you put him behind Jimmy G for a year. Not that they're the same style quarterback, but I think that's a great fit.
I got
The 8th pick.
the Falcons.
Big pick.
They're, like I've been talking about it all the time since they've started this offseason spree. Their defense is building and building. Their defense is getting respectable. They've got young offense, tight end, receiver, quarterback. They need a running back, I guess, but I got them taking Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech.
Ooh, let's put some applause on that pick there. I like that.
I think he's the second best passer. I don't think he's the second best defensive player in the draft, but they need an edge rusher that's becoming valuable in today's league. The best defensive players are edge rushers.
Yep.
Miles Garrett, Watts, Parsons. They're all the edges. Yeah, I think they need an edge rusher to set that defense over the top. They got Bud Dupree. Put them on opposite sides. They could go crazy together.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that pick. What about you, Big Tim? We see you dancing over there.
So I actually have the Falcons picking a edge rusher, but it's not the same one. I have them picking Miles Murphy from Clemson.
Okay, that's respectful.
Don't hit me with that little found button. That's a good pick.
Okay, yeah. We'll
it's
take
a
it
great
back.
pick.
I'll take it back. My bad.
You better take it back.
All right, see Willie. Who we got?
Well, like my boy Big Timmy over here, I got to go with the right pick. It's Miles Murphy.
Miles Murphy. Okay.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and hit applause for yours. Big Timmy's on that side of the table. We don't need all that
I
hate
can
over
tell
here.
you ain't
know what I'm
taking
saying?
no notes. You just probably just. Never mind. Just keep going.
No, I hit that button before you said it. I've just, running my mouth.
Yeah, you,
All right,
you probably
Atlanta,
copied and
I
pasted
got
someone's mock draft onto your
Tyree
computer.
Wilson out of Texas. Me and Trey, have been talking about that defense, building it. I think that's where they need to go there. Their offense is, I think they're a young offense, but I think it's going to be good. So I'm excited to see how that goes in that division.
That's why you applauded his pick. His finally one that you picked the same as him.
No. But me and Trey don't agree on a whole lot. But when we do, it's nice. So with the 9th pick, who we got, Trey?
I got the Bears. They're set up great on offense and defense. So I got them just building an offensive line with Peter Skoronski because he can play the tackle. Like I said about the edge rushers, they're becoming valuable. So your edge protection needs to be up, but he can also play the guard wherever they want to play him.
Bro, move it wherever you need him to.
Yeah, that's literally his specialty is he plays guard and tackle, I think. You just draft the best versatile lineman. The last guy I seen do that was Quentin Nelson. He got picked pretty high in the draft. He got paid. He's pretty good.
Okay.
The inside guy, though. Sorry, go ahead.
He's got a little subpar there, you know what I'm saying? We got the Chicago Bears in the house here, Don't worry about it. We can just hit that, But who we got?
I also have the Bears going offensive lineman Peter Skoronski from Northwestern.
Okay.
They need to shore up that offensive line. I know Justin Wheels.
Everybody give it up for
Got them
Justin
wheels.
Wheels.
Hey, I like
We
Hey,
appreciate it.
that's what we're gonna call him for the rest of the year.
I
I know
that's his
Justin
new
Field
nickname.
has the wheels, but he doesn't always have to use them if he has an offensive line.
It's gonna be like mid-game. He's gonna be running for a touchdown. But Justin Wheels for the touchdown. Everybody's gonna
I'm about
lose
to give me a jersey with that,
Oh, yeah.
Just
Justin
that
Wheels.
sometimes magic just. Yeah, never mind.
We got
Yeah,
not
go
gonna,
ahead.
Not gonna say anything crazy on here.
who we got, C. Willie?
I love the left tackle pick. I get it. But at the end of the day, our biggest hit was the entire defensive set last year, right? I mean, outside of Eddie Jackson and Jalen Johnson, the rest of it was all pretty up in the air. Nobody really knew who was who. We picked up some really good pieces of free agency, right? Tremaine Edmonds, T.J. Edwards. I can
Hold
go
on.
down the list.
Let me pause you there.
You mean
Chicago
all the
Bears
pieces?
picked up everybody.
Y'all was like, you see everybody?
If they were a free agent and they got cut or they're about to get traded, breaking news: Chicago's Bears interested in.
I agree.
Everybody.
We spent.
And if we were playing Monopoly, you guys would own all the dark
The blue
properties,
pieces, the
yeah.
green pieces.
Listen, when you're the worst, right? We were the best at being the worst. That's why we got the first pick. We got rid of the regime, brought in somebody who's willing to spend, who's willing to pick, and who's willing to win, right? I think with the 9th pick in the NFL draft, we're going to take Bijan Robinson.
Ooh.
You're gonna take a running back?
We lost David Montgomery. Our running game is our bread and butter, right? I mean, let's be realistic. Without our running game, we didn't even put up the couple wins that we put up this year.
But don't you guys have was it
Khalil Herbert?
Yeah.
We've had him for 2 years, but
I thought that was the reason you got rid of Bro, because you felt comfortable with him.
I think we take Bijan Robinson.
Let's see. The only other person I would honestly probably take there if I was picking a running back would be Jahmyr Gibbs, because he can catch the ball and run the ball.
He's a good, I love Jahmyr Gibbs, but I'm a built. But I got to say,
You'd pick Gibbs over Bijan Robinson first?
If
Come
I
off
was
the
the
board.
Bears, they already have somebody who can run between the tackles.
Okay. I was just curious. I'm asking.
I'm not saying Rajon can't, but
yeah, I listen.
I think
get it.
Gibbs is a better pass catcher.
I'm with you. I get it. Listen, I'm roll tide all day. I understand. But Jahmyr Gibbs does not fit the Alabama run style like the Bijan does.
But like you had the Tyreek Cohen, and then you had
Tariq Cohen. Khalil's fast.
I'm just saying you have the
Khalil's
one.
big,
You had
but
the
he's
1-2 right there, and now
Khalil's the number 2 still. We need that number 1 dude to run down the middle. Khalil's short. He's a return man. Return man ain't. That's just what it is. You need somebody to be a David Montgomery. Put that number 5 on his jersey. Put Robinson on the back and let him do what he does. What he's been doing.
Heard that loud and clear. I got Paris Johnson Jr. going to help Justin Fields. I feel like he was getting hit a lot. I mean, I just feel like they need to invest in their quarterback. They invest in a lot of other
before he leaves them. Oh, that one hit home. Sorry.
Hey, Big
Listen.
Timmy.
Listen.
He's gonna hit the purple.
We
button.
don't need that negativity over here, okay, Big Timmy? We don't need it.
Oh, but you wanted it when we was talking about Will Levis, huh?
With the 10th pick.
I got the Eagles. Everyone says Bijan Robinson's going there. I think they cut their running back. I think they've got Boston Scott. They got Trey Sermon from the Niners. They have the best offensive line in the league. Most people can run behind that. Ezekiel Elliott looked like max contract money when he was in Dallas behind the best line in the league. I got them taking Javon Hargrave's replacement, Jalen Carter from Georgia, just because they spent two picks last year on linebackers from Georgia. These are his ex-teammates. They need a defensive tackle. They just lost one of the best in the league, and that'd be a great replacement at 10. Way better than a running back.
I like it.
I'm gonna go with the trend. Have Bijan Robinson going to the Eagles to fill Miles Sanders' spot. I don't really believe in Trey Sermon, whatever his name is there. And I definitely
The Ohio State University.
Yeah, that doesn't make it any better. And then they also have the Giant Killer, and he's only good against the Giants, so probably shouldn't look too much into that. So that's why I have him going to the Eagles.
All right, see Willie.
And the Eagles are funny. I mean, they're a Super Bowl caliber team. They lost some big pieces defensively, I feel. So yeah, I got to stick with the defensive, kind of schedule for me. I think they're going to take Tyree Wilson, try to restructure that defensive line. They took a big hit on defense, and they're not going to make it back to the Super Bowl without a defense.
Okay. I'm going to go with the trend here. Bijan Robinson to the Eagles, that's a steal for them to get. They shouldn't be in that pick right there. So
yeah, also he's projected to go like top 5 or 6, but I have him sliding down to 10 to the Eagles. Nobody really needs a running back until
I don't see, unless someone trades up for him, which I think that would be completely stupid to trade up for a running
Only
back.
because of needs, because he would be a good running back even to get at the 5th pick. But the problem is nobody needs a running back.
Right.
Now.
So I wouldn't see that being a good fit there, but I think he's definitely the first running back that comes off the board, and that would be a steal for Philly. So that's who I got. We got the 11th pick.
Earlier, I had the Titans trading up, so my 11th pick is the Cardinals. I got them drafting J.J. Watt's replacement, Miles Murphy out of Clemson, just because of his size. I mean, he looks like J.J. Watt, or T.J. Yeah, J.J. I had it right.
One of the Watts, right?
Yeah. He's 6'5", he's huge, big arms, long wingspan. He can get around the edge of the defense. I think Arizona needs that replacement. They probably got something in that Tennessee trade if it happens, so I think they draft a defensive player on the line.
Not going to hit the horn for him?
Nope.
Miles Murphy is good now, huh?
Yep.
Okay, I was just curious,
Yep.
Just wanted to make sure it was just me and not him, too,
Yep.
So I have the Titans finally going out and getting a number 1 receiver since they lost A.J. Brown.
I mean, they drafted a number 1 wide receiver last year, but
Yeah,
go ahead.
And what did he do?
He's been hurt,
Yeah, exactly. So he did nothing.
but they went out and got one. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
But anyway,
obviously, he's not.
continue, Big Timmy.
You can't be number 1 if you ain't on the field.
Uh-huh.
And they get the receiver Quentin Johnson from TCU.
Okay.
He's not number 1 on the field, but he's number 1 in our hearts.
Who we got, C. Willie?
You know what? I'm going to follow Pat on the wide receiver train. However, I'm going to go back north to the Big Ten country. I'm going to pull my man Jackson Smith-Jigba, going to the Titans.
Okay.
Hey, somebody hit the applause button for him. He pronounced that pretty well.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but Tannehill got hurt last year. Malik Willis got hurt last year for a little bit.
Probably.
Tennessee needs some help protecting their quarterbacks. It seems like
Or needs a quarterback.
Roderick Jones out of Georgia, offensive tackle. I think he's the build that they would need to protect their passer. He's great in pass protection, not so great in the run, but when you got Derrick Henry. But that's who I got there. We're on the 12th pick.
I got the Texans. Like I said earlier, this is the only reason I got them taking C.J. Stroud, and I think it's because at 12 they could also swoon Jackson Smith and Jigba in the draft. I think, it's just a thing to pair up college teammates now. It's worked every time I've seen it. Devontae Smith was clicking with Jalen Hurts their first year without A.J. Brown. Joe Burrow over there with Jamar Chase.
Absolute combo.
I mean, Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, at least he led the league in touchdowns. It's just
I was waiting to see what you were going to say with that.
college teammates have been a fad lately. I think
Hey, help my fantasy football team.
I think they draft the receiver for the quarterback they take. I don't think anybody else would take him before 12, and I think they swoop him right there just to pair up. Like I said, I think they should draft defense, but if they're going to go in on offense, I think they should go all in.
Okay, understandable. Who we got, Big Timmy?
I got the Texans going defense and getting Tyree Wilson, edge rusher from Texas Tech, staying at home.
Okay, staying at home. We definitely believe in that.
I'm going to give it an applause because I got to follow Big Timmy here. Tyree Wilson, home man, stays in the state. They need him.
Gotcha. Understandable. Unlike Trey, I'm going defense. I think the Texans need to build up that defense before they get another person on offense. I got Nolan Smith out of Georgia. I think that,
that's a little
that's
high.
an edge. You think that's too high for Nolan Smith?
No, I do, yeah.
Okay, well,
But
good thing this is mine and not yours. That's why I got Nolan Smith.
some
going
people
there.
are
I
wrong
think-
and some people are right. I mean,
he's a little bit undersized, but I think with his speed, I think he can be pretty dynamic.
I get it.
So.
I understand now.
All
Both. Never mind.
I got the 13th pick. Green Bay finally going out and getting a weapon. I got Quentin Johnson out of TCU, wide receiver. Green Bay finally. We got a good, promising Christian Watson. He's big and fast.
I thought for sure he was going to say Jordan Love.
I thought he was going to say quarterback.
We got a promising wide receiver out of him. He's big, tall, fast, everything you could want.
The
Quentin Johnson is also big, tall, and fast. So
Craziest thing about that is he could still be the top quarterback in the division. Not saying it's going to happen. Yeah,
Possible.
it's possible.
What's
The only competition he's got is Justin Fields.
Nah.
and he's one bad run away from
Hey,
being out of
Listen,
the season. So.
all
All I'm saying is because Jared Goff, that's not hard to
Hold on.
beat. Let's be
As much
honest.
as we can make this argument, this is for another day. But I know Kirk Cousins is not good on prime time, but his stats other than that are not terrible at all.
he went 8-0 because he played nobody. Let's just
Yeah.
leave it at that.
I mean, if the Colts should have beat them 31-0, but we're the
Besides-
Colts,
besides-
so if the Colts did that, they're not that great of a team.
Maybe if the Colts wouldn't have blown that lead, you wouldn't have Will Levis.
What would I get then?
I'm not saying you'd get better, but you wouldn't have him.
All right, who we got?
I have the Packers drafting Jackson Smith from Ohio State. You're not going to give me applause because I can't say that other name.
Well, it's a respectable pick.
I finally have the Packers opening up the doors and actually drafting a receiver in the first round.
Replacing, Devontae.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, who we got, C. Willie?
I'm going to stick with the wide receiver train. However, I'm going to take Quentin Johnson. I'm going to throw him in there. I think he fits the Packers offense well. I don't think he's good enough to play against the Bears defense, but that's besides the point.
I got Green Bay going
Nobody
out,
is.
replacing, Devontae Adams, getting that nice solid wide receiver. I got Jackson Smith as well, so I'm not going to begin to pronounce that either, but more props to you for the people who can. So with the 14th pick.
Gets kind of boring for me here. I got the Patriots. I think they stacked their offense well this offseason. Excuse me. I think their defense has been set for the past couple of years. They seem to draft the best cornerbacks you've ever seen before. Like every year, who knew who Jonathan or Jack Jones was last year? They
Kyle
picked him.
Duggar.
Kyle Duggar came out of nowhere. Like they've got good guys on defense. They drafted or they signed Juju in free agency.
Yeah.
I think they draft Paris Johnson here, guard tackle out of OSU. Second best lineman on my board.
And I have the Patriots actually not moving up, but bumping up their defense, I'd say. I have them getting Brian Branch from Alabama. Only because the Patriots and Alabama always have a thing together. I don't know what it is, but somehow they always
They're
get
really great,
Alabama players.
picking quarterbacks.
What you trying to say?
Right, your quarterback would be trash too if your offensive coordinator was really a defensive coordinator.
Well, that's for another topic. But anyways, who we got, C. Willie?
When you have a quarterback as great as Mac Jones is,
No, Lord.
Problem with that.
We're gonna go
you gotta
viral
protect
here.
him. You got to protect him, and and as far as I'm concerned, he slid down right into the hands of Bill Belichick, Peter Skoronski.
Okay.
That is a long fall for him, though.
Yeah, it is, but
He's-
hey, it's respectable. It's one of those Chicago Bear falls. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, buddy, listen, you got to protect your quarterback. Look,
Hopefully they get up.
you got. I don't know. Listen, they got Mac Jones, in my opinion, as steal, right? And he played really well his rookie year. He's considered the best rookie of the draft.
Is it like stealing free
then he-
lunch or?
And then he dropped. And I think you got to take care of your quarterback. You don't
Talk about Zaxby.
just give up on him before his rookie contract. I mean, you got to protect him. You got to protect him. Peter Skoronski.
Okay. I don't hate the pick, but I just don't think he falls up far. I got New England finally going out and replace your boy Rob Gronkowski. Shout out to Rob. Dalton Kincaid out of Utah, tight end. I think he's the first tight end that comes off the board. He reminds me a lot of Zach Ertz, size wise, but
I thought he was gonna say, but leave that for another time.
but that's who I got coming out for New England. So the 15th pick.
I got another boring one. The Jets picking an offensive tackle. I got Darnell Wright out of Tennessee. He did great at protecting Hendon Hooker. I think he's going there. I don't know. Jets don't have much else to fill. I don't think
They also need to protect that old man they got back there.
Yeah.
They've got a great running
It's
back.
a bad man, as they say. Not his play.
I think they just got to protect the quarterback here. They got a good running back. They got good receivers. They got
Who's
a
the
good
Jets
defense.
quarterback again?
The best. Who ever was.
Who is it? I'm sorry. Do we know who it is?
He's the best.
Who is it?
That guy.
Oh, who's
Now that should now
who's
be
that
named.
guy? I don't know. Is that
Him.
the name on the back of the jersey or?
No, it's him. It says him on
It says
the back.
him.
Yeah,
What number is
He
he?
is him.
He is 12.
You know
And
they're
he-
gonna,
and
they're
he
gonna make him
plays.
number 8 on the
He's
Jets.
number
And he
8.
plays.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, he's number 8 now?
Yeah,
He's going to be
that's
number
right.
8? The
Yeah.
best number 8 in the league?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Got to be better than that dude in Baltimore.
Okay.
Old pool new
My
one.
Alright.
my
All right,
quarterback
Big Timmy.
switches teams and becomes the best number 8 in the league, just like that.
All right, Big Timmy. Who we got? We're just gonna.
I have.
I have a mute
also
button
have
here.
the Jets taking an offensive tackle, but it's gonna be Parrish Johnson Jr. from Ohio State.
the Ohio State.
They'll be the Ohio State when they win a championship again,
That's right. When they put up 18 national championships, roll tide. Then we can talk.
or when they beat Michigan.
I'm going to follow with Pat.
Oh, sorry about that. Trey. I forgot you're an
Paris
Ohio
Johnson
State
Jr.,
fan.
New York Jets, 15th overall pick. Gotta protect the old man. He's the owner of the Bears. Now the quarterback of the Jets. Got to protect him.
So I wonder who he's
Johnson.
gonna own in that division.
That's gonna be an interesting division. I got New York taking an edge rusher. I got Keon White coming off the board, Georgia Tech. I think they can bolster up that defense a little more. I know it was great last year, but it can't hurt. So that's who I got coming off the board. So
Before my 16 pick, I just want to say that before the past couple years, you didn't get to see Michigan beat Ohio State in color TV. It's been so long.
Oh, I know, but they've owned them the last couple of years. So that could have been like a C.J. Stroud problem. I don't know.
But I got 16 Washington taking Hendon Hooker here. I don't think he slips out of the first round like people say. Washington can't go forward with what they have right now with the receiving corps they have. They have Scary Terry McLaurin. They've got the rookie they drafted last
Awesome.
year. They've got Curtis Samuel. You've got to get someone to throw him the ball. So
Who's
I
that guy they're throwing the ball to? That's throwing the ball to him right now.
I want to say it's their rookie from last year.
Sam
It's
Howell.
either Sam Howell or Matt Corral.
Well, that's who they're saying. They're saying Sam Howell's going to take that QB1 spot.
Yeah,
Ron Rivera believes in him.
Matt Corral went to the Panthers last year, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One of them two. I just can't remember. I get them mixed up. But I got Hendon Hooker going there. Crazy pick, easy pick for me though. I mean, they need a quarterback.
If he played the whole year, he would definitely not fall this far.
He said he deserves to be a top 5 pick even with his injury. I mean, I don't
he's a
disagree,
dog.
but
he.
I think he's a dog, and I think Washington could really get electric with him and the speed they have.
And
at
if you
receiver.
give Bam a run for your money, you deserve to be a first round pick. I don't care. But I have the Commanders actually going to help some of their defense here. I have them drafting Christian Gonzalez, cornerback from Oregon.
okay.
Interesting. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say the Commanders take Joey Porter Jr., fill up that back end.
I like that pick.
They robbed the Pittsburgh, huh?
So originally, I had a different pick here for Washington, but this is where I got Miles Murphy going. Edge.
Wow, that's
So,
a big fall.
Yeah. Now we know why you hit the clown button earlier.
but that's who I got there. our 17th pick.
I got the Steelers taking Collins' pick from last time, Joey Porter Jr. I think they just got Pat Pete. He's old as dirt. They traded away one of their best corners to the Lions. His dad played in Pittsburgh most of his career, Joey Porter Sr. So I think, your dad played great for us. We need a cornerback. We'll get you off the board here at 17.
Okay, respectful.
Not going to take much time with this. Trevor explained everything. I also have Joey Porter Jr. going to the Steelers.
Who we got, C. Willie?
Pretty much same thing with cornerbacks. I've got the man from Oregon, Christian Gonzalez. Gonna slide over that way. Lock it down with Minka Fitzpatrick.
Okay. I got Pittsburgh taking Devon Witherspoon here, Illinois cornerback.
Is that your first cornerback off the board? No, you let Gonzalez go before him, didn't you?
I had to double check here, but
I think you did.
yeah, I believe I did.
There's not a boo button on that thing, is there?
No.
I like the blue button more than a boo anyway.
The blue button?
The blue button got a flair to
All
it.
right, Trey, who we got there?
We're on 18, the Lions.
Yes, sir. We're on the 18.
Earlier I had the Lions taking a cornerback. I've got them again boosting the defense because their offense is video game-like, I think, especially if they can dig their hand into David Montgomery's bag. That's where he went, correct? Yeah,
Yep.
I think they can get something out of him. I got them taking someone to match up with Aiden Hutchinson, their pick last year, Nolan Smith, the edge out of Georgia. Hutchinson had a good rookie year. He's
Not
a
bad.
big dude off the edge. I think you throw someone on the other side who's fast and quick.
All right, with my 18th pick, I actually have the Lions going offense because the only spot they really need to fill on offense is tight end. Because somehow or another, I don't even know how they let Bro go to the Vikings. That doesn't even make no sense.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I have them drafting Michael Mayer, tight end out of Notre Dame.
I like
Big
that.
cock. That's a big thing to miss.
Yeah.
Who we got, C. Willie?
I'm going to be honest here. Again, I'm going to follow Big Timmy, Michael Mayer to the Lions. You got to replace DJ Hawkinson. I mean, when you do that, you fill up pretty much every position on the offensive board for them. I mean, they've got an offensive line that's been developing, right? They've got receivers in every spot. They got a running back in David Montgomery. Still have DeAndre Swift. You just got to fill up Hawkinson's spot, especially with Jared Goff back there. You need to give him as much tools as you can give him.
Okay, so here I got Joey Porter Jr. coming off the board to the Lions. I think the Lions are going to go all out on defense here. So that's who I got coming off the board.
I got the Buccaneers at 19 taking Lucas Van Ness, the edge rusher out of Iowa. Like I've been saying, edge rushers are important in the NFL now. Any team can get a solid top-tier edge rusher. They're going to take it. I think the Buccaneers have crazy linebackers and no real threat off the edge. They've got Levante David. He's in the middle. I'm pretty sure they have Barrett over there. He's a decent edge rusher, but you can't.
One of them asked for a trade this year, though.
Devin White
They
is
said
also
they
on
weren't
the
trading
team.
them, but
Devin White, I want to say.
yeah,
But
that's who we asked for.
he's also in the middle. Like, I don't know. They need a solid edge rusher on the other side of the line. I got them taking Lucas Van Ness.
All right. I don't know if y'all saw Tom Brady get undressed by the defense every time he played them last year. So I have them going actually with a offensive tackle out of Georgia, Broderick Jones.
Okay.
Because Baker Mayfield ain't going to be able to do no better back there, so they need all the help they can get.
Baker Mayfield, Kyle Trask. I've heard Kyle Trask going to be the one that gets the first opportunity at that.
With the last name like that, I don't know how you get the first one, but it might be his last one.
Hey, man, it could be the next Jimmy G. Sit behind Tom Brady for a few years and figure it all out. You never know.
Or it could be Jacoby Brissett.
Very well could be. For me, I'm going to take Buccaneers. I'm going to go ahead and let them pick the running back from Alabama, Jameer Gibbs. I think it falls down to 19. You know,
Replace
they need to replace Leonard. You can't play football without a running back. Got to have a running game. I mean, it don't matter who you got at the receiver position. So, yeah, Jameer Gibbs, Tampa Bay.
So me and C. Willie got the same here. I got Tampa taking Jameer Gibbs. I think with Baker Mayfield, who's going to be the starter, I think that's a good combo for him. So I think that helps take some of the pressure off him. So
This one was tough for me, the Seahawks at 20, because I had them taking Will Anderson earlier in the draft, so I don't really know. I think their defense is trustworthy.
It's a stacked team.
I was thinking a receiver here because there's two things that come to mind when it comes to a mediocre quarterback, like a Jimmy G or a Geno. You either get a good year out of them, you either get them more weapons or more protection. So I didn't know what I wanted to do here with the receiver, but I drafted Broderick Jones to them, Georgia offensive tackle, because like I said, you want a mediocre quarterback to do better than the year before, get him another weapon or more protection.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll take it. Who we got, Big Timmy?
I have the Seahawks also drafting an offensive lineman. That's actually an offensive guard. His name's Osiris Torrance, the first offensive guard off my board.
Okay.
I like the offensive line picks. However, I got to go ahead. I think the greatest guard in the draft right now is my man Cody Mouch. Guy look like that. The way he plays, he's solid. He's what they need. Cody Mouch, Seahawks, 20 pick.
Okay, respectful. I think Seattle just goes ahead and bolsters up that defense even more. I got Luca Van Ness out of Iowa, edge rusher, coming off the board. I think, Bobby Wags, I believe he signed a 1-year deal with Seattle. I think, he takes him under his wing for a year or so, helps him develop, and they're trying to get that, Legion of Boom built back up again. So that's who I got coming off the board.
Like it.
I got Dalton Kincaid, the Utah tight end, going to the Chargers, 21st pick, just because they've always used a tight end, the Chargers, even back to Antonio Gates before Herbert even came in. Herbert's using tight ends well, even if it's Virgil Green or I'm trying to think spacing who they had this past year.
He wasn't great, but he wasn't
Gerald Everett.
Yeah.
Gerald Everett played pretty well. They used the tight end a hell of a lot over there in the Chargers. I'm trying to think. Los Angeles, yeah, sorry. But I think they get Dalton Kincaid because they've already got a pretty good, solid roster.
And I actually have the Chargers going with Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama because if they don't pay Eckler, he's going to sit on the bench and they need somebody to replace him. And he's the closest thing to Eckler in this draft as far as pass catching ability and the ability to run the ball. Plus, he's from Bama, so.
Bama Bill. For me, I'm going to take with the Chargers. I think they're going to take. I think they're going to take Van Ness here. Go ahead, put it up on the other side. Just stack that defense more and more. I mean, like I said, they're pretty much stacked across the board. It's not. I don't really know who else they would need. Like I said, Eckler's kind of a hit, but I think they go ahead. There's 6 other rounds here. They got plenty of time to find somebody to be running back. I think they fill up the defense. Go ahead, put somebody on the other side of Bosa.
I got the Chargers taking a tight end here. I got Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame coming off the board here. I think that's going to be great for Justin Herbert. I still think he has a lot of growth to do, but I think that'll help him a lot. So,
22, the Ravens.
Yes, sir. Shout out Charm City.
I got the Ravens taking Jordan Addison, the best available receiver out of USC. They need a receiver. They don't need much else. I think it's an easy pick. They pick their choice of wide receiver. I think they should go with Jordan Addison.
They're done. Okay, who we got, Big Timmy?
Yeah, Jalen Hyatt going earlier than that then, if he's the best available.
No, I think
you're
USC way
a little confused there, but hey, I have Jalen Hyatt, receiver from Tennessee, going. Because even when Hendon Hooker got hurt, he was still out there balling out. It doesn't matter who his quarterback is.
I can't argue with it. I watched the man play. Sadly, had to give up a nice win to him. Yeah, Jalen Hyatt.
And I got Baltimore, Baltimore Ravens selecting Quentin Johnson out of TCU. This is where I got him coming off the board. I think he's that big body wide receiver Lamar would love to have next to Odell and Rashard Bateman. I know we got Nelson Aguilar, but I would rather us not have Nelson Aguilar, but that's just my opinion. So
he's a stud. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I got the Vikings taking Jalen Hyatt next pick just because they've got Justin Jefferson and nothing else. That's what it boils down to right there. You got one guy.
Got rid of Adam Thielen, and which is crazy, right? Adam Thielen.
He's been there forever too.
Yeah, he's a touchdown grabber. I don't think they have many others. I think all their other receivers are just role players, slant route guys, maybe a streak route here and there if the defense gets caught sleeping. They need a good wide receiver too.
The defense shuts down Justin Jefferson. They shut down the Vikings offense.
You lose.
As well as I have the Vikings picking Nolan Smith, linebacker out of Georgia. They have a few holes they need to fill back up after they lost some people in free agency, and I think Nolan Smith will help them out quite a bit.
Yeah. Gonna go ahead and fall Big Timmy here one more time. Nolan Smith, I think he fits in the spot. It's not wrong. They need to fill up that defense, especially the linebacker position. Lost some key pieces to their defense this offseason. I think that's where he lands.
Okay. Well, I think their biggest hole was, yours truly, Adam Thielen. Minnesota, I got them going Jordan Addison, USC here, so.
Interesting.
Pick
I
number
got-
24.
The Jaguars need this. They really need a better one, but I got them grabbing Deontay Banks, the Maryland cornerback. I think he's, right, like I said earlier, best available. They need a cornerback bad over there.
Okay.
So I actually have the Jaguars picking a better cornerback than that. Emmanuel Forbes, cornerback out of Mississippi State.
Interesting pick. You think they're going to take him, huh?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think so.
I need to tell you that you're wrong, because here's what they're really going to do. I think they're going to continue to build around Trevor Lawrence. I think they paid a lot of money for the receivers that they have, particularly one in particular, right? I think they actually stay on the offensive side of things, and I think they go ahead and take Broderick Jones. I had him slide that far. I know it's quite a bit, but just the way things played out for me, I feel like he fits there. I almost put him with the Cowboys, but I don't think he'll make it that far.
I got Jacksonville boosting up that defense. I think Trevor Lawrence is starting to look good. They're going to win that division this year. I got Christian Gonzalez coming out, cornerback.
Easy now.
Oh, no, there ain't no easy now about it. If you think the Colts are winning that division, you're sadly mistaken.
Your team's going to be last in your division.
We'll see. But anyways, who we got?
I got the Giants taking the UNC receiver Josh Downs. They have none. They never have. They were supposed to have good receivers a couple years ago, and Kenny Galladay fell flat on his face. The other receivers didn't play football. I think they need.
I think one even came from the XFL or something. I don't know.
I think they need a weapon. Seriously, they have Saquon in his best years. It's looking like they just got Darren
On a
Waller.
holdout right now.
They need a corner or a wide receiver. They need someone to make plays that's not already on the team. They don't have enough weapons. I think their defense is respectable.
Heard that.
And that's the best receiver available in my draft when he gets there.
Okay, Big Timmy.
I also have the Giants drafting a receiver, but it'd be Jordan Addison, receiver out of USC.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead. Where am I? I'm going to put in. I'm going to say they go defense. I think they take Emmanuel Forbes here.
I got Giants picking up a wide receiver kind of like Trey. I got Joshua Downs coming there. I think he brings another weapon to Daniel Jones. I don't think he deserves all that money, but I think that'll help him out. So
Giants look good, man. I mean, that whole division, but I mean, especially for a rookie coach, right? He comes into this team. I think he's building something there.
I got Cowboys taking their Dalton Schultz replacement. They got a tight end problem over there. They let their best one walk. I think they draft Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame.
Okay. Respectable.
I have the Cowboys drafting a edge rusher out of Iowa, Lucas Van Ness, to put on the other side of Parsons over there, and I think they're really going to tear it up this year.
Then you got him falling that far?
Sure do.
Big drop. I'm going to stick with the offensive side of the ball. Dalton Kincaid. Got to make up that tight end position. I mean, Dak apparently can't do with all the weapons he's had, so might as well throw another one in there and see what happens.
I still don't think you can give him the best offense and he still wins the playoff games.
And Lucas Van Ness is also like the 5th-rated edge rusher, and I've already dropped 4 of them out, so, I mean, he was the last one off the board for me in the first round.
I got Dallas replacing their tight end, Luke Musgraves out of Oregon State. He's pretty tall. He reminds me of like a Gronk substitute, but that's who I got.
You know, we're talking about the Cowboys like last year, a smart, decent pick. They'll probably pick a punter.
I got the Bills with the biggest slide in my draft, taking Bijan Robinson. They've
Interesting.
never
That is
had a
a
running back. I'll believe it when I
Top 10
see
to
it, a running back
27.
going that high. If they show me this year, then I'll believe it. But running backs never went that high unless you're the truth. Bijan Robinson's good and all, but he's not a top 5 pick in my eyes. I don't think teams value the running back like that. The Bills need one. They always have. They've had a crazy pass attack. I got them drafting Bijan Robinson at a steal.
That's a slide.
It's a good pick,
Hey,
though.
that's actually what they need. They need a lot of slides, too. Josh Allen needs to learn how to slide.
You know, that's another team, too. You know, they got, who's that? James Cook, Dalvin Cook's little brother. You're right. He's not his brother. He's not his
He's a pass catcher. He's a good pass catcher,
Yeah.
but that's about it right now.
And with the 27th pick, I have the Bills actually going offensive line here to help out Josh Allen, so maybe he doesn't have to run on every play as well. I have them going with Anton Harrison, offensive tackle out of Oklahoma.
Respectable.
Okay. All right, Big Timmy. I kind of like the pick. To be honest, though, I think they go defense. And I think we're forgetting about a big guy here. I don't think anybody else has mentioned his name. I think they take Brian Brees from the University of Clemson. He's kind of went under the radar since everything's happened, but I watched the man play in college, and I mean, he deserves to be in the NFL team. I think he has a good opportunity. Brian Brees, the Buffalo Bills.
Nice. I got Buffalo, going to protect Josh Allen. So at least he has some more times to throw some more interceptions. I got Darnell Wright, Tennessee offensive tackle. I think he's a massive right tackle. I think that you need a big offensive line for Josh Allen. You don't need anybody small up there. He's a big quarterback. You need some extra guys to help protect him.
I got the Bengals at 28th getting one of the best fits in the draft. They just lost both their starting safeties, and they got Brian Branch. He's not sought after too much by teams because safety is one of them positions that just don't get looked at that much anymore. They just lost both of theirs, and there's one that's just far and above the rest, Brian Branch.
I think this is a bad draft to need a safety. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Oh, no, but Branch is the real deal, though, if it falls all the way down to there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I actually have the Bengals with the 20th pick, picking Kalijah Cansey. I hope I pronounced that right. Clemson defensive tackle.
Okay. I think the Bengals are going to go off the tackle here. I think they're going to take Anton. Was it Harrison? Yeah, Anton Harrison. And here, listen, they've needed an offensive line. I mean, they've made some investments that I don't think it's there yet, and I think that's kind of what they're missing on that offense to be that team. I think they spend the rest of the draft trying to build up that defense.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, Joe Burrow was on his ass off a lot last season.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati's going to go pick Joe Tippmann out of Wisconsin, inside offensive lineman. He's a tall, athletic center. I think that'll help him get some time to throw the ball. I mean, not that he needs any extra time, let me tell you, from a Ravens fan, but for them, I think that's what they need. So,
I got the Saints at 29 picking Kalijah Cansey. Their defense is old and expiring. I think they could reset it right here. They had a great pass rush with Cameron Jordan all them years. So I think you can just draft another Cameron Jordan, a big guy on the inside to stop the run and get to the quarterback.
I actually have the Saints with the 29th pick, picking Deontay Banks, cornerback out of Maryland.
okay.
Trey, I just want to go ahead and say I agree with the pick. I think Kalijah Cansey, you got a defense that's really starting to get past that prime. You got an opportunity to let him mentor under Cam Jordan, who arguably was the top 5 edge rusher for the last decade. Yeah, I'm going to go with Kalijah Cansey.
All right, bear with me here on this pronunciation, but I think New Orleans is going to need some help on the defense there. I got Felix Anudike-Uzomah coming out, Kansas State edge rusher there. So I think that's going to help beef up their defense. Technically, on paper, their offense looks pretty decent. We'll see what Derek Carr does, but as far as that goes, that's
I think my headset was messing up when you made the pick. What was his name again?
nope, not going to say
Yeah,
it.
one more time. Sorry.
I think it cut out right when you said his name.
Yeah, that's the only way it came through to your headset. I think you need
No,
to say
I didn't
one
hear
more
it
time.
either.
It did. I muted you all.
Okay,
Okay.
so what was it then?
No.
We
Go
need
ahead.
to know.
No. The viewers heard us.
Oh,
So who we got for Philly?
This is why I think they don't need to draft Bijan Robinson, stack up that defense with their first pick, replace Hargrave. I got Zach Charbonnet going here out of UCLA. I don't think he's the necessarily second best running back in the draft, but he is a 3-down running back. He's a workhorse, Derrick Henry type. He's not going to go in there and come off the field on 3rd and 1 because he's not big enough or he's not in your package. He's playing every down, whether it's 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 1. And I think he's a 4-down back in the league. He can carry a workload, and that's what they need. Behind an offensive line that's already the best, you don't have to draft the best running back in the draft.
okay, and then with the 30th pick, I actually have the Eagles taking the replacement for Hargrave and going with Brian Breesy, defensive lineman.
Interesting. I'm going to stick with the defense on the Eagles, but like I said, they lost a big piece in T.J. Edwards. Went to the next Super Bowl champions, but they're going to replace that man. I think they're going to go ahead and take Jack Campbell from the University of Iowa.
That's smooth.
I got Philly going defense on here. I know they got a steal on a running back early in the draft for my mock draft, but I got Will McDonald coming out, Iowa State edge rusher. So that's it. That's who I got. I think they need to help replace some of those defensive holes.
Mr. Irrelevant in the first round.
The real next year's Super Bowl champions Chiefs pick here. I think the only thing they really lost is Orlando Brown, so they try to replace him with Anton Harrison out of Oklahoma, an offensive tackle. Tough hole to fill. Orlando Brown was one of the best at what he did, but you got to try to fill it. You got to get an offensive line for the best quarterback in the league to throw the ball. He's proved he can throw to anybody, so they don't have to draft a weapon here, even with Juju gone.
Still got Travis. It don't matter who's at the outside.
I think they draft
Although,
an offensive
although they
lineman.
don't have to, I still think the Chiefs go with their 31st pick and get Zay Flowers since he'll still be on the board. I think that's a steal at 31. Receiver out of Boston College.
Interesting. It's like Trey just said. I mean, and I said it with him. They don't really need pieces on the outside. When you have Travis Kelce, greatest tight end of all time, it's not really up for debate. It may be an unpopular opinion, but you got to protect the man throwing it to him. You lost a big piece in Orlando. But you still got Creed Humphrey up there playing center. I think you go ahead, you go to USC, and you pick up Andrew Voorhees. I know he got hurt at the combine, but hey, he's got time to recover, and I think he'll be back. They need a piece to fill that up and protect Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Not that they need him, I will say this. But Kansas City, I think Zay Flowers is still going to be on the board. Boston College wide receiver. Not that they need any special weapons over there. Not at all. But I think he slides to Kansas City. So that's who I got at, pick number 31 for the first round. So, well, we appreciate everybody watching today. This is going to kind of cut us out here, but this was our mock one, round one draft here. So we will be live for the draft night for round one
Thursday.
We appreciate everybody tuning in. Special guest C. Willie on the board, Chicago representing us. So we appreciate
2024
everybody.
Super Bowl right here, Chicago Bears. Listen, Justin Fields, Matt Eberflus. We're gonna take it. We're gonna win it all.
You heard it here first from C. Willie. See you guys next week.